Why do we measure engine power in horsepower? Why not in donkeys? Why do we get bruises on our hands after a blood draw or an injection? And why are pregnant women strictly forbidden from drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes? Let's find out the reasons. First, at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in Europe during the 18th century, inventor James Watt, the developer of the steam engine, wanted to convince miners and farmers to replace their horses with his new engine. But people were skeptical about the efficiency of the machines, so Watt devised a unit of measurement called horsepower, calculating it based on the average effort a horse could exert throughout a full workday without becoming fatigued, scientifically equivalent to 746 watts. When he told them this engine has the power of 10 horsepower and is smaller, people began to understand the concept. The scientific surprise is that a strong horse can produce up to 15 horsepower at peak exertion, but Watt used the average daily output. As for why the engine wasn't measured in donkeys, because a donkey produces only 1/3 to 1/2 the power of a horse, it was not considered a reliable standard for strenuous work, such as pulling heavy machinery. Secondly, when a needle is inserted into a vein and a blue bruise appears afterward, this is due to blood leaking from the vein and pooling under the skin in what is known as a hematoma. This usually happens when a nurse accidentally punctures the vein from both sides, or when gentle, firm pressure is not applied to the needle insertion site immediately after withdrawal. Furthermore, arm movement or rubbing of the needle site prevents platelets from quickly sealing the puncture, causing blood to leak into the tissues. Over time, the bruise turns green or yellow as the body begins to break down and reabsorb this leaked blood. Thirdly, smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol during pregnancy poses a deadly risk to both the mother and the fetus. Everything the mother consumes crosses the placenta directly into the fetus's bloodstream, which lacks a mature liver to process toxins. Alcohol causes fetal alcohol spectrum disorders and destroys thousands of brain cells, while nicotine constricts blood vessels in the placenta, depriving the fetus of up to 30% of oxygen with each cigarette, as if experiencing temporary suffocation. This increases the risk of miscarriage, premature birth, and birth defects such as cleft lip. The child may even be born with nicotine withdrawal symptoms and persistent crying. Therefore, the absolute protection of the child requires complete abstinence throughout pregnancy and breastfeeding.